and welcome back to Subculture After Dark. Well, we'd love to introduce you to new bands on this show, and there's a brand new band that we thought you should know about called Skullforge, and they've got a brand new album coming out called Intergalactic Battle Tunes, and we thought, what better way than to get to know this band a little bit more than to actually get one of the members on the phone. So welcome to the program, Polly.
Hi, caramba. Hey, guys, how are you doing?
Well, I'm going really, really well. Now, Polly, tell us a little bit about Skullforge. How did this band come together in the first place?
Well, actually, it all started during the first leg of the pandemic because I was bored, like, to tears.
Yep.
And I called Fabs, our guitar player. He's my cousin. And he hadn't played guitar at that time for, I think, 10 years, maybe. And what you probably need to know for reference is we were in metal bands when we were like 15, 20 years younger.
Yep.
So we've always been active, but somehow he moved to Berlin from where we lived, and he basically quit playing guitar. He was like, I'm done with that. I need to take photos now, and I'm done with playing guitar. And I got him back into playing guitar and writing songs with me. The demos sounded like super awesome, as you can imagine. And we actually asked Chris if he wanted to join us. He's our drummer, and he used to play in Midnight Soul back then together with Fabs. Yeah, and that's basically how it came to be.
So
and,
what?
I was my intention actually was I wanted to have a metal band that plays fast shit, like
Yep.
super fast music, like early Blind Guardian stuff. Yeah.
So what was Faz's reaction when you first rang him and said, "Hey, do you want to do some music together?" What was his first reaction?
His first reaction actually was, "Yes, of course, I'm in."
Oh, awesome.
I can't play guitar anymore, but I'm in.
Now, the other element of this band that I absolutely love is the sci-fi, and I understand that comes from your love of sci-fi. Tell us a little bit
Yes.
about what kind of sci-fi you like and where that love came from.
Well, mainly Warhammer 40k. I got into Warhammer 40k through the Dawn of War games, and also the Space Marine game
Yep.
back on Xbox. And yeah, I'm equally interested in fantasy, I have to say, because it's really one. If it's fantastic and it's futuristic, it's my kind of jam. And I wouldn't say I know every fantasy book or every sci-fi book ever written, but yeah, I think I spent a lot of my study time reading sci-fi and fantasy books.
I was going to ask, when did that start? Did you fall in love with sci-fi as a kid?
Well, it started when I got into RPG stuff, pen and paper stuff. I think I was 13, 14. And it was a German RPG system or a pen and paper system called Das Schwarze Auge. It translates to the Black Eye.
Yep.
I think it was Realms of Arcania in English. And there's also computer games about that from mid-90s, like Might and Magic kind of stuff. Yeah, this is when I had like the first contact with fantasy, and sci-fi came a little bit later. Of course, when I was a kid, I watched Star Trek, and also Star Wars. But during when I started really studying at university, that was when I had a lot of time to read.
Okay.
And yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how sci-fi and fantasy influenced this album.
Well, I wanted to make an epic story, but not like super obvious black and white. And I like, for example, about The Witcher. The Witcher universe is very grayish,
Yeah.
and also the Warhammer 40k universe is very gray. And in one, I mean, there's no good characters really. I would either argue there's more, the characters or the factions are either gray or even tend more to being evil in their own right. You know, even the Empire of Man is a fascist regime feeding a war machinery, and I think they took a lot of things out of reality. For example, the commissars, the political commissars in 40K are something that I think the Russians did in the First World War, and they had that. And I don't know about any other army that had that, but that's the root, so to say. And I was like, I really like the details in 40K and how much time, how much detail they put into it and how much dedication they put into it. Yeah.
So how did you go about building your own story? Like, did you already have characters in mind, or how did you go on that process to create that story for yourself?
Initially, my first idea was I wanted to make a trilogy of three songs, and somehow we realized that putting out one song every month, which was our initial plan, didn't work because we didn't pre-write the songs, and it's just not possible to write a song, to record it, to do everything about editing and to do the artwork and put it out. It's just not possible. And then we decided we're going to do an album, and this is we kind of slided into it. I would say we kind of slided into it, and more and more elements became part of it, and somehow it all made sense in the end. I don't even know how that happened, but it's really, really interesting for me as well.
Yeah. We can hear the story on the album itself, but do you plan on doing anything else with it? Like, would you like to do a graphic novel or a film even one day? Would you like to expand the story even further?
Well, actually, we toyed a little bit with making a special edition for the album and put together not a graphic novel, but maybe a book where you can, or a booklet, an extended booklet, for example, where you can read the story. But I think I'm going to do something with it, and I'm probably going to put it online somehow and somewhere on our page.
Yeah.
At least, because to be honest, my bandmates don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because it's really complex. It's kind of that Game of Thrones thing where everything comes together after 6, 7, 8 seasons, and this is how we go about it. Sometimes it does not make sense, but in my head it makes sense, and it will make sense on album 4 or 5 maybe.
Yeah. As someone who's working on a graphic novel, I completely understand that. So where to now for the band? Like, are you hoping to get out and do some shows? Are you already working on a second album? What are the plans going forward now?
Yeah, well, getting shows is not so easy right now. Over here in Europe, a lot of bigger bands cancel their European tours, like Anthrax, for example. And also some very, very well-known festivals like Bang Your Head Festival in Germany had to quit. They basically said, we can't do this anymore. It makes no sense financially, and we have to quit. And so we started writing a second album, and I think we're more than half done.
Awesome. Well, we are going to play Glorious on our show right now. So what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take a listen to this amazing track?
You guys should really check out the album version, because before the track comes a speech by one of the characters, and the guy that did it he really nailed it. It's really like Braveheart meeting Once More Into the Breach, my friends. Have fun with Glorious.
Definitely. Well, Polly, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. It's been an absolute honor having you on the show, and I can't wait to see where this band goes because I love your music so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. And yeah, talk to you again, hopefully soon.